seems like the perfect spot to. Yeah, that's it. Hello, welcome back to Game for Science and Internal Strands. We're back on main quest business. We're gonna check out the supply run part first, and kill some arcs to recover more things for sabotage as we find them, and then if after a supply run we have time, we will also jump into Asylum, which is going into the Keyswatch destination, which we picked up as earlier in that quest line, and that will conclude the main quest line that we're doing, and then we will see what happens next. So we don't see the old one anymore now. The last episode I beat one of a new monster which we don't have a codex entry for, and I wasn't sure how to harvest it. I wasn't able to figure it out, but it's no longer there. Maybe it's in Archon's Hearth or something. I don't know. No idea. We're gonna go to upper here. We're gonna go to Spire, and then make our way east. Continuing the exploration of the Enclave. We literally spent, about probably, I would estimate, around maybe even up to 50 minutes just talking to companions, doing dialogue, making upgrades. Last episode, very, very busy episode, and a lot of things happening. We went through some codex entries as well, so pretty good stuff. Envoy's Landing is where we're going now. We were able to make an upgrade, or get an upgrade to the Wisp as well. I have to get used to this one. It seems very fun. Just throws it, But one thing as for certain is that this blade is the coolest blade. Look at that. Ow! It usually saved me from fall damage this way, and it does. Look at the look at this. Hello. Okay. I didn't get the loot there, but I'll get it from this one. No. Oh, okay, look at this. What? Okay. Worth a shot. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll take it seriously from now. Yeah, we're going to Envoy's Landing, which is over on the right over there for the quest line. It's just very fun, okay. I love that falling down doesn't make us lose everything. What about this? Ooh, look at that. If that wasn't smooth, nobody knows what smooth is. one, another device. And then we also got a reduced cooldown on this, the last episode.
Yes. It wasn't by chance that visiting dignitaries had to walk across the verdant gardens to meet their enclave counterparts of the spire. Butler de Nevron was designed to impress.
Bryn, Steph and I have been digging into the devices you recovered and developed a working theory.
We'll test it against the ones you found in the field.
So I guess they want me to come back, right? Yeah. It's already sorted that in, because we made a lot of progress on that already in the last episode too. Finland invoice letter strongly voted with you to an offer to deploy an peacekeeping force. I think it wants me to go in there.
That arch should lead you to the lower city.
Yep. Lower city is where we're getting the supplies. Wait. The lower and upper Dynevron plus the Bastion as well. Wasn't much of a Bastion, I have to say. Not in this current set anyway. But what is this? What is doing this? Ooh. Maybe this guy will help us upgrade the throw a little bit. If that's stronger, that'll be good. Or mess him up. How would we harvest his stuff? That is the question.
A body. Ahead. Outfit looks like our spying friends. So, it's a uniform.
There we go. Yeah, here. Not the same color, was it? I mean, as night is harder to see though.
There's a note in his pouch. New drop. Market Loomgate, it says. But wait. Under his mask, he's scorched. Aurea, this looks like the wound on your wing. Only it's everywhere.
So that's from the fog, right?
Could he have been caught in the flood?
Seems likely. Proof we should take that warning seriously.
I think we should look into that drop his note mentioned.
Especially if it's near a loom gate.
There's a small compartment here, hidden in the statue, already open and empty.
That's the drop though. Have a look.
I often heard that as you entered the perch, the bustle of Denevron would begin to crescendo until it peaked in the market.
I want to find our boy. Where's the big boy though? Where are you? Where are you?
The Tattered Mountain. I've heard so many stories of this tavern. Always rowdy.
Chest and I hear a sound from a monster. Where is he coming from? He's coming from here. Maybe on the other side. Make sure these guys won't be in the way then. Hear the trampling. There he is.
Careful! A sledgeworm can throw things over 3 times its size.
So he's just throwing things, right? That's the main. Okay, let's see. Try to destroy all the feathers or something. Those feather things. I'm not hitting those things right now. Well,
This is where the seediest of deals were done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What? And what is the source of his power? Oh, didn't dodge properly. There's one other one of those. Pretty easier to get to up here. Yeah, that's it. Maybe in here. That seems like the perfect spot to. Yeah, that's it, that's it, that's it. Then this could be break this as well, no? For the sake of the loot. Easy, easy, easy. Let's upgrade my throw.
Another kinetic strand.
Poor guy. He's like empty now. I think I picked up everything, maybe one thing somewhere, making sure okay.
Denevron was hit hard by the surge too.
Perhaps even harder. Looks as though it's been ripped apart.
I need to run with the check for some. Here we go. That will have some isotonics.
These streets running in parallel are known as the Three Sisters, but many weavers hostel here.
Equals twos. Oh. Must be something here, right? Oh, except the trapper's wraps. Okay, we're talking armor. We're looking for another get load gate thingy. there might be other supply drops, because that the one that we were at had already been taken. Ooh. I think we get over there. See a codex entry. Oh, even better almost. And a codex entry. Observation of an episode with tangles. Look at that. Sundered landscape. Climb on this because it will help me get a better angle. What would I do without you? Kinetic two-hander sword.
Broker's Arch, the market.
Same spot as the last statue. Struck a vein, as my dad used to say.
Wait, I was half listening. Are you hurt?
Struck away.
Her dad was a miner.
We've got a tally sheet of some sort. Series of numbers below. And a bunch of garbled text below that. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
So we gotta go consult with Casmin about that. Is there anything else here? Enabron Market, Drover's Gate, Broker's Arch. Like,
Before the surge, the Denevron market was famous across the Meda. Caravans left the Enclave with enchanted treasures.
yeah. Do a quick run over here. See if there is anything interesting. Like in here, there has to be, basically. I don't know if it's the armor with bonus health or the change from hard to normal difficulty that helps me like not die right now, or like die this is because I feel like in the beginning of the game I would have been in such a messed up situation in this very moment. I've been hit multiple times. I don't know. Maybe it was just like for me like too big of a difference or something. I don't know. Trapper's Tunic 3 craftables found in this area. I thought it shows me how many there is. Like 2 left here, for example. Also, I just thought about it now, but like the really nice. One thing that is really nice that is like for the gate that I unlocked earlier next to where the drop was. There was a massive thing that needed to be moved. In probably many other games, or definitely in many other games, you would have to, you know, get the take the strand from the monster, bring it back to the camp, and then come back later to unlock the gate. However, there's nothing. Okay. Here, like there is this alternative solution where or if I have, for example, this massive two-handed sword, I could just smash that thing to pieces, or you could use the other the lower level version and just throw stuff at it until it breaks. So it was still possible. It was like something that I felt like I appreciated, you know? Because then you feel a bit smart as well, you know, like, oh yeah, no, I have to follow the, you know, like the more obvious rule that you have, you know, but if you are smart enough, you can be like, oh, or like it's obvious enough that you can do it, but it's like, oh, it still makes you feel smart, and I think that's what the most important thing is. So you can figure out the harvest as well before doing getting the codex entry, which I found to be quite helpful. To just like, oh, alright, I felt very smart when I did it with the not the Drake, but like the other flying beast, right? I didn't figure it out with the ice wall one. That is what I could use with the ice walls upgrades, but I guess it was just too early or something. That was not possible for me to get the codex either yet. So imagine if I actually figured it out, I would have felt really smart. Is there anything I actually need? No, you can skip this. And then can't go further up. I think almost on upper ground. Yeah, I think so.
Weaver's Rest. Seemed to be a common place for weavers in Lowtown to gather. The nearest load. So
going all the way back there, and I'll swoop over to the other area. And it is that way. The Archon's Hearth.
Where am I? Underground.
That barrier almost looks like the veil.
And the panel looks like our sky. Anyone know what it is?
No idea.
Similar design to a scribe.
A serious panel bearing a semblance to the sky that overlooks a chasm and cavern,
Like
both
it
of
interfaces
which
with the room.
appears.
Could this be the harness?
Must be. It seems like Asylum involved sealing away whatever's beyond this barrier.
With this discovery and everything else you found, I should be able to piece together what Asylum actually was.
We didn't actually have to go through here. Okay. And do something important. I made that assumption earlier, and I guess that messed up the storytelling a little bit. But you know, still fine. So that means basically we're gonna go back. Is there anything else we want to take down? The Argos is freaking out. We do need one more of it, I think. Ashpeak Drake is done. Highland Ice Claw. Yeah, I need 2 of that one actually. So it'll be useful, but then yeah, I'm full of resources. I'm actually full of resources. You know, that's not a good idea.
I keep thinking about that dead body you found.
Me too. It's hard to forget.
Aside from the obvious, what bothers me most is they didn't have a scry to rescue them. If the Hearthsiders have fallen so far as to have lost that capability, it's troubling.
We have fallen so far. Oof, multiple things here. Rising tides. That's not one of the quests, is it?
An abandoned city like Denevran. It must be full of supplies we could use.
This must be a companion quest.
You could maybe grab some
Yeah.
things for me.
It is.
You know I'm happy to help. What do we need?
I've noticed there are more arcs in the city.
So have I.
The upside is, according to Lane's logs, the ones carrying shields could be scavenged for assault. A metal we could use to reinforce all kinds of gear and facilities. A little heat would help in prying it off the arcs.
The viewed sheet will come
I'll
up
get
easier
back
or
as soon as I
something.
have some.
I think I have some
Thanks.
Rasol, right? Tempered foes, objects that are defeated or destroyed using heat or cold are considered tempered. Have a higher chance of dropping certain rare loot. Yeah, okay. So it's just in general. Also note that cold will destroy low quality carved and forged. Cold will destroy low quality carved and forged. Heat will destroy low quality woven and time resources. But they only destroy low quality, and we don't give a shit about low quality.
So, spare a little rasalt for a good cause?
Right here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking it would be good to start stockpiling some acalahide. The nights get pretty cold here, and we could use it to reinforce our tents and blankets for warmth.
I'll be back in no time.
Thanks, Bryn. Please, hurry.
Acalahide. We don't have enough of that. Threw that away.
Body and a hidden cache of materials. It sounds like the start of a Skuld's tale.
All we need is a saber conveniently placed on the mantle and we're set.
More seriously, you said you had an idea about that sheet?
Remember that I used to work the trade lanes?
I do.
The dockers always wanted big loads for the cranes. But certain things, like, say, herbs, you'd only ship in small quantities. Over the years, the convoys developed a system where you'd have runners and haulers. Runners would make quick trips and bring small goods to a drop. Haulers would pack the cargo together and make longer hauls to the docks.
You think we're looking at a similar system, then?
Absolutely I do. It's the sheet you found. That's a requisition for a runner if I've ever seen one. And note how it says Scout Group 23 here. That's a lot of groups.
Which means my mysterious observer is part of a large organization.
My mysterious observer.
And an active
Okay. Yeah. She seems certain about this method. Ask how she knows. Does the list itself tell her everything? I wonder. Dig into it. I want to know more about the sheet. Ask for details.
What is the requisition?
Think of it like an order. Bread, cheese, carrots. But left at the drop for the runner to prioritize before the next gather.
Hope I can try to tease her as well. That would be funny. Very funny.
It takes forethought. There's necessary lag between the order going out and being filled. But any logistician worth their salt can see a few months ahead and plan accordingly.
How can you be sure the Enclave folks would use similar methods to yours?
It's centuries old. And you don't fix what wasn't broken. Especially in a crisis. And from the state of the capital, they were definitely in crisis.
Do the items they're asking for seem important?
No, I don't think so. Lane thinks the garble at the bottom might be, but not the order itself. They're prioritizing fabricated items over raw goods.
What would that indicate?
At a guess, our Hearthsiders have lost, or were expecting to lose, production capacity and wanted backup parts.
Kaz, I have to ask. How does it feel having this specific piece of information at hand, right when we need it?
Why?
Because if we suddenly needed to know about Carlnaven or export quotas, I would feel pretty special.
How is that a thing you know exactly?
Dad was a miner. A really good one.
Promise you won't tell the others?
I can manage that.
Then yes. Yes, it feels amazing.
What do we do with this information then?
Well, if we don't tell Lane, which is the biggest gossip of the group.
At the bottom of the sheet, there's that series of numbers and letters. Those would represent drop points. I did some digging with Lane, and they're referring to coordinates on a map of the Enclave that was made just before the surge. L7 is part of the capital. See? That's where you found this drop. So, I'm inferring that these other marked coordinates are just as likely to have drops.
I'll check them then.
If nothing else, we could find materials for our own stocks. But I'm hoping there's more.
Maybe where our Hearthsiders are hiding.
Also, Lane was looking over the orders and wanted to talk to you about the writing along the bottom.
More drops, and talk to Lane. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be bad to take the materials that they need as well if we can get them from elsewhere. If they are struggling to get anything, right? A tricky one.
You wanted to talk about the supply orders?
Indeed. It's about the gibberish along the bottom. Notice how the writing is in a different hand.
Yes, I can see that.
We're looking at a cipher. Someone sharing encoded notes.
Crazy. Let's see.
Can you give me a quick rundown on encoding so I'm sure I'm following?
A favourite topic of mine? Cipher is a blanket term for securing text so that only an intended recipient can read it. They range from reasonably simple swaps of letters to complex changes that require devices or key sheets to solve. But, as notes quickly added to supply orders, the codes we are dealing with were simple by necessity.
What's your background with ciphers, Lane?
There's something of a hobby for me. Specifically, breaking them.
A fan of knowing secrets?
More a fan of information being shared freely. But also, yes.
Shit.
Udean nobility relies on them heavily, and being privy to the dirty laundry of the nobles is advantageous.
You're sure we're dealing with a code and not just doodles?
Shared freely.
While possible, it's not likely that someone would scrawl nonsense on the bottom of official orders. Why do so? To practice calligraphy? To refine their writing? Perhaps.
It's like sharing of scientific information freely. Wow, I agree.
But this is decidedly not calligraphy.
Yeah,
Ergo, cipher.
it's not necessarily scientific information, but that's what gameplay. So many barriers to information.
Any initial guesses as to what the cipher says?
Hard to say exactly, but what we know is these orders were for Scout Group 23. So let's assume there is an organized group of Hearthsiders arranging these drops. At a guess, this was an unofficial channel of information passed to those in the field.
Information that would be invaluable to us.
Agreed. Why encode text if it's not significant?
Sounds like we have a cipher to break. I'll keep hitting dead drops.
Any code is easier to break with more samples. You can work on it like any other research project.
Yeah. I got the upgrade here. With grasp 2. This is regarding the
What have we found?
stuff that we found on the arcs.
That I am
Thingies!
very grateful.
He is not a fool.
I am. Hours trying to unravel the complex enchantments in each of these devices, and Sev here, paragon of clarity, points out a single point of commonality.
Sev is like,
so mundane.
I got all the answers, I'm just not confident in saying them.
I'm sorry to have to
Gotta
let
tease
you
him a
know the
little bit,
secret,
you know.
Dom, but it's time you learned the truth about the Cabal.
The what?
It's true. People like Sev and I are here on a secret mission to keep you, and specifically you, humble.
Is this line of dialogue only here if we select that option? It's like, oh my god, that's so good.
It won't work. Many have tried, but
Oh,
enchanting
such a
requires
good
the
response
ego
as well.
to resist the universe bent.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
What our keen-eyed friend spotted was a singular mark etched into each device.
A maker's sigil. We use them in Tarza to lay claim to a craft work. They're certified to each maker. And I've always heard we borrowed that practice from the Enclave.
Meaning this mark could be registered in public records.
The spire is a logical next stop.
Spire,
Nothing
yeah.
comforts the rich and powerful like bureaucracy.
It's in the bastion
I know
area,
just the place.
in the upper section. Not this, in the upper section. I think we went up there. What else? We have trappers. Ooh, that looks very cool actually. very lightweight compared to anything. It has a weight reduction bonus. They are saying that the lightweight stuff is mainly for the resistances. But when it comes to this though, that's like main resistance. Okay. So I just wanna change out the point stuff that I'm using. I'm still using point stuff here. What am I using? The wind scale bracing stuff. They look cool at least. And yeah, these need to go now. Trappers, shin guards. And but resistance. We don't have anything called resistance actually yet. So, I'll embrace that a little bit at least. Save the Drake scale. That is cool. Yeah, okay. And there we go. Then it's the color perfectly. Let's add the yesterday visit. I don't know if we need very big up. What do I need? What do I need for the rising tides? A color height only, right? And memory forging. No, I'm making it actually. And then so I had called this one, and then we are color. Since I only have 6, doesn't it? It's not counting. Meridian Wild. Balanced. I don't want balanced for this. Add in that instead then.
Kept it light for agility.
Keeping the Serenite, Backbreaker, can do other upgrades, can do that. More bonus health. Sure. Yeah, fine. Where's that? Can we reforge that? That was a bit late, but yeah, whatever. And this a bit of extra. This has some pinkish. Doesn't fit with the current setup though. Yeah. As you upgrade. Oh, that's something to say.
Do you read a lot of Scald's Tales, Kaz?
I do, as a matter of fact. When I can find a transcription. But I'll read just about anything I can get my hands on.
Any favourite storytellers?
Eloisa Farthing. She's a local writer back home. Actually, a lot of her stories are set in Dunbrennig. That's what I like about them. No matter where I am in the world, I can curl up with passages describing our rainy summers or stormy winters. And it's like I'm home.
That's beautiful. Though the weather in Dunbrennig sounds terrible.
It is. What about you? Are you much of a reader?
We like books here, we like books here.
Nothing better than curling up with a book by the fire.
Huh. Somehow I wouldn't have guessed.
I think it brings me back to my childhood, too. Not a lot happened in my hometown, so I spent a lot of my time reading or listening to stories from travelers and veterans.
Any favorite books?
Ooh, hard to choose. But maybe The Perennial Skirmish by L.M. Saunton. A fictionalized retelling of Carnhaven's fight for independence from the perspective of an Auburn teenager whose parents are lost in the war.
Any favorite books for you guys, for you people? I mean, if you like fantasy and you wanted to be a bit cozy, Legends and Live. It's like, oh my god, perfection. It's the chillest book I've read, maybe ever.
I haven't heard of it. I'll add it to my list. Sola, Lane, and I have something of an informal book club on the go. We can give you recommendations.
Ooh.
No. I'm surprised Dom isn't involved in that too.
He was, but his invitation was rescinded. The three of us would like to maintain a soothing mood during our meetups. He got too excited and spilled red wine on the pages of our first read, so...
Oh.
I see.
Dom. And I need 50 for that upgrade, okay. We can sort that out. Boom. Bam. Shit is getting upgraded. That's everything level 3. Level 3 is maximum for 1, so you know, we'll see. But that upgrades my tent as well. Okay. We'll take it. To progress the story to do more. Are you serious right now?
Firewood matches. Barely enough to last a fortnight.
Oh no. Oh, I need more supplies. Yeah, everyone is good. Oh, Lane has something to say. What is companion? Oh yeah, Asylum. Okay, here we go. It is well documented that across the Maida, the surge was catastrophic. However, primary documents found within the bastion are the first to shed light on what those impacts may have been behind the Enclave's whale. The minutes of war room meeting among the Enclave's highest-ranking militia officials dated in 1020 indicate that following the surge, casualties plateaued for a while before beginning to rise again sometime around 1015. So the other way. 5 years later, at the time of the aforementioned meeting, the casualty rate was high enough that the remaining beavers were in danger of being overcome entirely. The exact cause of these casualties is inconclusive. It's not difficult to hazard a guess that the same natural disasters that ravaged parts of the Maida following the surge would have played a factor in the Hearthrider's deterioration inside the Vale. Our points explorations comprehensively demonstrate that the Enclave's landscape and settlements have been torn apart by earthquakes, and its extreme weather fluctuations frequently render its environments inhospitable. In addition, the danger of wild creatures clearly intensified the longer they were exposed to raw magic in the wake of the surge. These varied threats would undoubtedly result in casualties within a long-suffering population. In addition to this, a research paper was found within a military workshop for enchanters, dated in 1010, entitled Observing Arc Degradation. This paper raises another theory that perhaps the Ark's hostility had contributed to the survivors' rise in casualties. Initially, our band had pondered the question of whether the Ark's hostility was an act of defense from the surviving weavers here. This paper proves otherwise. It would appear that there was an expected and normal amount of behavioral degradation, according to the Enclave's head of defensive grooming, Cornelius Strand. However, over the course of the following 10 years, the arcs began turning against their own creatures, until all had become hostile by 1010. Trad believed that something sinister was at play, noting that this was far more than a repair malfunction. To summarize, it is difficult to conclude with certainty which of, if any, of these factors are what led to devastating casualties among the survivors. This is in large part due to the mass censorship ordered by the Enclave's highest ranking official, the Eye. Thus, most of the records we have found pertaining to the rising casualties are heavily redacted. However, in a letter to the Bastion's commander, Karl Stanels, expressed concern that details of their crisis were being leaked to a dissenting group of civilians who might aspire to thwart asylum. This detail allowed us to tighten the scope of our research significantly. So what was asylum? We can say with certainty that asylum was a defensive measure that was enacted in 1026 as a response to the rising casualty rate, and that it involved sealing an underground portion of the city behind a magical barrier not too dissimilar to the veil surrounding the Enclave. Given that we still have yet to encounter any Hardsiders, it would be easy to conclude that the surviving population of the Enclave was sealed inside the barrier for safekeeping from the various threats that escalated following the surge. It is important to note that there is no solid evidence to confirm this. This could be due to the fact that Asylum was a covert military operation, and thus the Enclave took care not to document the location of the safe haven, of their safe haven. That would be a reasonable estimation, but it is important to note that this is pure speculation until we find further what Asylum's barriers contain.
Years after the surge, there was an inexplicable spike in casualties.
You don't think it's due to the arcs going hostile?
Well, that may be part of it, but we can't be certain due to the information blackout. All we know is that it nearly wiped the Hearthsiders out. What seems to have saved them was Asylum's execution. A defensive measure that involved sealing the underground behind a magical barrier.
Almost like the Veil.
Exactly like the Veil.
Okay, that's many secrets.
The Enclave didn't just hide information from the rest of the Mater, but their own people as well.
Judging from the secrecy and a few of the letters you found, I would guess that high-level officials were paranoid. Clearly, not everyone was in favor of this measure, and some might have wished to thwart it.
I wonder who they were afraid of.
There was enough civilian unrest long after the surge that the Eye was concerned about an uprising. His response? Lock down the channels of information. Still, my guess is the uprising didn't happen, or at least lack success on a large scale. Otherwise, we would find more evidence of it.
You said the casualties spiked long after the surge. Can you elaborate on what might have caused this?
This is truly the thousand-fairer question. With the information blackout, I can't find a concrete link to the cause. Arc hostility could certainly be a factor. Clearly, numerous weavers were killed by their own defenses. The recorded minutes from other meetings in the war room illustrate a long period of geological instability following the surge as well. Aftershocks and earthquakes and... well, not to mention the outskirts grew more dangerous each year. But these threats seemed to plateau in the early years after the surge. There is no mention of the spike that resurfaced and prompted Asylum.
That's so strange.
It is.
Khan Stanild gave the orders to execute Asylum.
Judging from the series of letters between him and the commander, it would seem that, at the time, he was recently elected. And judging from the frequency with which he followed up on the commander's progress with Asylum, this defensive measure was a key pillar in his political platform. He seemed to grow increasingly concerned with his popularity among civilians in the most recent letters.
Ugh. Isn't that kind of slimy?
Leveraging a security crisis to consolidate political influence.
Slimy and effective.
It's incredibly slimy and effective.
And the commander?
It would appear that Asylum was executed successfully, so perhaps he is still alive. But until we find the Hearthsiders, we can't know for sure.
It's got to be where the Hearthsiders went, right? Remember, the letter mentioned they were evacuated from the city.
To an undisclosed location.
But it would make sense, wouldn't it? After all, Asylum can mean shelter or safekeeping.
Also a prison, I guess.
Also mean
Yeah,
prison.
yeah.
I know everyone wants an easy answer to where they went, but you would think there would be at least one document linking Asylum to the evacuation of the city, and there simply isn't.
More exploring to
It's all
do.
interesting, but I'm not sure where it'll lead us.
Further exploration of Denevran is required. It might be an abandoned city, but it's still a city. But Bryn, there's one more thing.
What is it?
The barrier. It's exactly like
So it's a veil within the
Yes,
whale.
You said that
Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah. But it's good to clarify because I didn't realize that.
Off gases from the veil is what causes the tangles to cluster at its base.
Some repetition is important because it's hard to remember
In
everything.
speaking with Dharm, we theorized that this second barrier could potentially be doing the same thing, except in a more pressurized environment, like, say, within a barrier of kinetic magic.
It's causing the floods of miasma.
We believe so, yes.
So if we removed Asylum's barrier, we could stop the flood.
Possibly.
I guess I need to find a way to break through Asylum.
Agreed.
Into prison we go. Alright then. Okay, I think that's pretty good timing. And then to end this episode, well, sorted everything out in camp, had a run as well, and then we were able to continue the 3 different quests. Well, now it's proof of conspiracy and supply run. The cipher is sort of separate, I guess, but it's part of the main story. Because that was sabotage before. And we gotta make sure we get some Akala hides. I think she only wanted the rare ones because we have 9 of the other ones. So yeah, so I made sure not to remove those right now. Actually, maybe we could dismantle some old gear or something that I already put it on. That I already reforged with Akala hide. So that's a good idea. We'll see if I remember. And anyway, I hope you are enjoying so far, and like and subscribe. This game is fantastic. Really enjoying it. The story is really good, actually. I don't think nobody talks about the story here. I mean, like it's so deep, you know. Like it's a lot of information. Very good story, good background, good lore. You know, all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
She's fine. Whatever's happening. And then, like, subscribe, and okay, bye.